That's Charlotte White at 323-577-5562. From traditional funeral services to memorials to direct cremation, pre-needs, and more. Call Charlotte White at Exquisite Family Mortuary for Southern hospitality in Southern California. That's Charlotte White at 323-577-5562. Exquisite Family Mortuary is located nearby in Inglewood, California. Exquisite Family Mortuary, where your loved one becomes our loved one.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hit his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, and I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
Blessings. What up? Hit that like button. Let's go. Like it, share it, subscribe. Nephew. Thank you.
This is gonna sound crazy. They're gonna say I've lost my mind, because we're gonna get into it right now. A lot of people, a lot of y'all are not single. You're emotionally in witness protection. Love can't reach you, not because it's not trying, but because you built a system to block it and called it self-worth. We're gonna dig into this. Don't call me crazy yet. The illusion of singleness. You say you're single, but emotionally you're still defending territory that no one is attacking anymore. You're dating from a trauma perimeter, not an open heart. You're not single. You're guarded. You're not. You mistaken solitude for strategy. You believe you were waiting for the right one, but really you're filtering every potential partner through an algorithm built by betrayal. You built walls so high, even good love can't climb in. And here's the thing. This ain't even just directed at women. Brothers ain't been in. I ain't seen brothers in long-term relationships recently. We included everybody. It's a self-protection as policy. At some point, protection became policy. It's policy. This is what I understand. Not a boundary you set, but a law you pass. Every conversation is evaluated for its exit strategy. Every compliment is met with suspicion. Every safe person is treated like a future threat. You memorize red flags, which is good. It's good. Right? It's good. But you never studied the green ones. So you don't date people. You end up dating ghosts wearing faces of your own past. And then the thing is, this is how you cause that season where love can't reach you. Because sometimes it's not that love won't come, it's that your body don't believe in it no more. You flinch at kindness. You disassociate when someone stays. You distrust softness. When love gets close, you shrink to a version of yourself that's easier to manage but harder to love. You love didn't leave you. Okay, it gave up knocking on the door with 12 locks on it. But here's the thing. This is why I had to make sure it was, not gender assigned. Because healing is not about letting go of the person who hurt you. It's not. That's hard to hear. but it's about releasing the version of yourself that never got to feel safe in the first place.
Ooh.
You don't need to become more lovable. You need to become more reachable. Okay, this means letting go. This means letting your policies expire. This means accepting that your safety plan was brilliant, but now it's outdated. Your healing got you here, but your softness will get you home. It's going to get you back.
Oh.
Right? And here's the thing. That's why I'm saying there's a difference between being single and being in a season where love can't reach you. And if that season's ending, good. You don't need to date, though. You don't. In my opinion, you don't need to date. You just need to unlock your door and then sit still long enough to hear someone knock.
Andy, who is that?
Somebody by the name of Cypher J on TikTok.
Cypher J on TikTok just dropped a nuclear scud on this. In the name of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. Boy, oh boy. So, what he's really describing is the concept that we've been talking about in several shows over the past year and a half. So, when you hear the term spiritual bypassing, right? That's exactly what it is, right? Where, well, I learned the lesson from that situation, but I will never, endeavor into this aspect again, right? Using spirituality, I'm going to be by myself. I'm going to be alone, because in oneness there is connectivity to all. It's a spiritual word salad. I'm sorry. Tonight's topic is about to get crazy. The relationship dropout. Singlehood as solitary confinement. A paradox of liberation and limitation. I could do bad all by myself. I would do better without relation. See, the reason why that concept exists is because nobody told you that relationship uncovers self-knowledge. And the whole purpose you should be relating to anybody is to discover deeper aspects of yourself. Now, again, human beings are pattern-making machines. From early childhood, patterns are being established. We talked about it yesterday in the metaphorical piece when we incorporated karma, right? Karma is a pattern, right? We were speaking metaphorically, right? And again, I got to create new ways to get you to hear what's being said. This young brother said it very succinctly. Solitary confinement or singlehood. Like, many people rarely reach a level of spirituality to where they connect as one with all things, right? Usually, singlehood is about protection. I need to guard myself. I need to make sure no one encroaches upon my boundaries. Well, you've turned it into a prison. It's a cell. It's solitary confinement. I'm afraid to get back out there. Ain't nothing out there anyway. Let me tell you what's out there. The rest of your curriculum, your self-curriculum. That's what's out there. Quantum self-sabotage, how avoidant singles collapse love's wave function. This is alluding to, of course, are you guys, I always integrate quantum mechanics. So when they talk about the wave function, the probability wave function, they're talking about the measurement problem. The measurement problem is sending subatomic particles through a slit and then two slits. And what appears on a backdrop are multiple lines, as if one particle created 6 or 7 lines that are vertical lines. Scientists figured out, wait a minute, what's going on here? It's only one particle. How is a whole line being created? Multiple lines being created. And what they found was, when we are not observing, the subatomic particle is everywhere. It's a probability wave. This is what superposition means. Superposition is just a fancy word for everywhere. That's all that means, right? The math is saying, yo, the particle is everywhere. But the moment you introduce an observer, the wave function, the probability wave function collapses, and then the particle behaves like a single particle and creates a single line when it's being observed. So back to that. Quantum self-sabotage. How avoidant singles collapse love's wave function. Here's your psychological insight. Avoidant attachment patterns per Bowlby as maladaptive coping mechanisms masquerading as boundaries. I need to protect myself. I've been through a lot. Wait a minute. Hold on. If we're talking avoidant attachment styles, you already know closeness is a threat. Intimacy is a threat. They didn't get it. It was given in an intermittent reinforcement kind of way. You know, all their emotions weren't approved of, accepted. So they carry that into that pattern into adult relationships. You see? Create these I'm doing me coping mechanisms. I'm good all by myself coping mechanism. Do you see? And label it as a boundary. No, it's a cloundry. Because the moment you can't get into a relationship with another human being, which is just as much of a work in progress as you are, to discover more about you, because you refuse to challenge the coping mechanism that you created to self-soothe, right? From the pain you felt in childhood, that's the moment you start learning about you. Tough, right? Empirical insight. ACE, Adverse Childhood Experiences. ACEs studies the data linking childhood neglect to adult relational withdrawal. You want that? Oh, I'm single because, I just do better by myself. People be tripping. Something is wrong with folk. Everybody crazy nowadays. You going to say whatever you need to say to justify protecting that wound. You guys have been hearing me say, I'm not going to cater to your wound. You shouldn't expect your partner to cater to your wound. The only person that's supposed to cater to your wound is you, right? So what do? You shut yourself off from the world, thinking it's a safe boundary, when in fact, it's a decorated prison. It's a comfortable prison. You've locked yourself in and forgot that you had the key. Oh my goodness. A study studies data linking childhood neglect to adult relational withdrawal. That is Felletti et al., which means and others. Then you have your philosophical insight here. Sartre's bad faith applied to spiritual bypassing, denying desire to evade accountability. Denying desire. Nah, I don't want to feel good if I got to look at myself, if I've got to be mindful and reflect. I don't know. Here's your metaphysical insight. Quantum entanglement theory framing solitude as a choice to localize consciousness away from interconnectedness. I don't want to connect with other people. We got a whole group of people out here talking about I don't like people and comfortable saying it. I don't like humanity. I don't like people. Really? What about spiritual narcissism? Using enlightenment to justify emotional cowardice. Are y'all ready for tonight? I don't know. You think being single is the best option you have, and you haven't went into yourself? I can see if you say I'm gonna be single because I've integrated my shadow into my mask. I've gone through the dark night of the soul. I have transformed who and what I am by reconciling what made me. You say all of that, and then you say, hey, I want to be by myself. We cooking with grease. Okay, cool. But if you're using solitude and singlehood as an escape from the work, spiritual narcissism, using enlightenment to justify emotional cowardice, grandiose spirituality as covert narcissism, DSM 5 traits mapped to divine union rhetoric. Uh-oh. fMRI studies showing reduced empathy in long-term mediators of over-practicing. Listen, yeah, I don't want to hear this. Y'all don't want to hear this because this, I've been saying it for the long time, and it's going to come out in the future. Watch, it's going to come. I've been saying this for a long time. And we had to have this discussion and bring clarity to it, right? Remember, we said there's a difference between detachment and non-attachment. You got folks out here talking about detachment because they don't understand the spiritual aspect of non-attachment. Detachment feels good. Detachment is just the spiritual way of saying discard. That's what a narcissist does. They discard. Well, I'm not a narcissist. Yeah, but you detach. That's unhuman-like. Oh, well, it's sometimes it's good to detach, Sometimes, ooh, oh, God. fMRI studies showing reduced empathy in long-term mediators over practicing detachment. This is from the Davison lab. What? Reduced empathy? Because you're over practicing detachment? Look it up, Davison Lab. And here's our philosophical pin. Rumi's barriers within, weaponized into an ego fortress per Carl Jung's shadow repression. Law of attraction distortion, blaming singleness on low vibration rather than systemic collapse. Oh, you're not at a high enough vibration. Everybody's saying that now, right? Oh, I'm a high vibrational being. I'm a low vibrational. Who are you to judge anybody's vibration just because theirs feels uncomfortable to you? Here we go, the voice of reason. Why you single? Are you making spiritual justifications? We're going to talk about it when we come forward. Ooh.
Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, we on. Hey, man, Herschel is wildin'. Herschel, why you wildin'? Herschel is wildin'. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, sir. No, it means a lot. It means a lot to the channel. Thank you, Herschel. I would like everybody to thank that, brother. I think I'm single because I'm embracing myself. Call in, Pretty Brown Mimi. This is a topic for you. Call in. Davey Lee, call in. You guys have to call in early. Please don't call in late. Call in early so I can get to you early. Bada bing. Come on, Halloween candy. Can I ask about toys for singles? Are you serious, Mimi? Yes, you can, Mimi. You can ask. Sure, if that's what she wants to ask. Absolutely, Mimi. Well, it's hump day. Seriously, she can call him. No, seriously, because I have some empirical data on that exact topic. And it's crazy that I'm looking at it right now. And then she asked that. That's crazy. Go ahead. Tavares! No, she good. Because I really would like to hear her take and then see what it sounds like in juxtaposition to the empirical side over here. Y'all don't wait to call. Please call now.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
But that's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds. Lot of dirty. Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Man.
Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Phil Williams on KBLA Talk
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Woo! Much love. Ain't nobody praying for me. Ain't nobody praying for me.
ఆధ్యాత్మిక మార్గంలో ప్రవేశించాలనుకుంటే జపమాల పట్టుకోనక్కర్లేదు, ఒంటరిగా కూర్చోనక్కర్లేదు, అరణ్యానికి పోనక్కర్లేదు. తన యొక్క పని ఎందే తన యొక్క దివ్యత్వాన్ని సందర్శించవచ్చు. To lead a spiritual life, one need not sit in solitude, one need not lead any kind of japamala, but one can lead the spiritual life. కనుక ఈనాడు మానవత్వంలో మొట్టమొదటి మనం గుర్తించవలసినటువంటిది ఐక్యతను మనం కోల్పోతున్నాం. First thing we have to recognize is that we have lost unity. ఐక్యతను పెంచుకోవాలి. We should develop unity. అందరూ ఒక్కటిగా మనం భావించుకోవాలి. We should consider everyone alike. నీకు శారీరకంగా భేదములు ఉండవచ్చును. There may be body difference. మానసికంగా అభిప్రాయ భేదం ఉండవచ్చును. There may be difference of opinion. ఆత్మతత్వం ఒక్కటే. But there is only one. అదే ఏకోహం బహుశ్యాం. There is one that manifested into many. ఇలాంటి అనేకత్వంలో ఉండేటువంటి ఏకత్వాన్ని మనం గుర్తింపజేసేటువంటి ఒక సాధనలో మనం ప్రవేశించాలి. We should take that path that will help us to arrive at the unity in diversity.
Wow. Every time Andy plays a clip from the great Sai Baba, Andy, he can't help but laugh. He's speaking in Telugu. It's a southern Indian dialect. His translator be trying to keep up though. He be slow a little. He would be a little slow. Like Sai Baba be quick. He be like, and then what had happened was he said, I know y'all think it's funny, but it's not. Like, he said something that was quite powerful. What he's saying is, if you go into solitude and do not connect with the oneness of all that is, which brings you back into the company of everyone else. What does that mean? That statement, namaste, right? Right? Namaste. The divine in me recognizes the divine in you, right? That's what he's saying. If you go into solitude just to escape You're misusing solitude. That's what he's saying. And listen, I'm gonna find voices from all over the world to illustrate the point. Now we have a sister in the chat who had a very good question, but I'm gonna wait until she calls in. Capitalist celibacy. How poverty and dating apps enforce singlehood as class warfare. Learned helplessness. Seligman in economically excluded groups avoiding high cost bonding. Relationships are too expensive to be in. You've heard it before. I can't afford a relationship. You've heard it. He can't afford me. You've heard that, right? Learned helplessness in economically excluded groups avoiding high cost bonding. We got to go to the movies and dinner in the same night? Pew Research data showing 64% of singles under 35 cite financial instability as a mating deterrent. Right? Marx's alienation manifesting as romantic disentanglement in late stage capitalism. Karmic implications of systemic oppression, soul contracts paused across lifetimes. Listen to what I'm trying to say. Why are you single? Are you single because relationships have been difficult? Okay, that's one thing. Can we unpack the difficulty that you've experienced? And what made you think it was a good idea to just opt out altogether? And I'm going to tell you, the reason why most people opt out of relating altogether is because they don't know the purpose, the spiritual purpose behind why we date in the first place. When we come forward, I'm going to continue unpacking this thing. Woo! Hey, man, listen. Herschel is one dude. Because Herschel has gotten us to $99.97. This is all I ask. Can everybody just drop $1? Oh, Nazarene, you up here. I got you. Let's all try to do a little something. Herschel has done the heavy lifting. You can send it to my Cash App. You could hit Super Chat. It's whatever. But Herschel, thank you, sir. Let me see. We got nephew coming up. So did Mimi leave the chat? Did she? Does anybody know? That would be. Did she leave the chat? She had a great question, and I'm just going to read it. We need a resident hot girl. That's funny. Everybody hit the like button. The likes get us in the algorithm, okay?
Secure your peace of mind by calling Charlotte White at 323-577-5562. That's Charlotte White at 323-577-5562.
Hit that like button.
Funeral services to memorials to direct cremation, pre-needs, and more. Call Charlotte White at Exquisite Family Mortuary for Southern Hospitality in Southern California. That's Charlotte White at 323-577-5562. Exquisite Family Mortuary. It's located nearby in in Inglewood, California, exquisite family mortuary, where your loved one becomes our loved one. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580. Connecting you.
And Davy Lee and Herschel on the Cash App. Thank you. I don't think she's on hold. She's not on the line. The only one we got on the line is our good brother, my nephew, Nazarene X. And I'm going to go to him when we come forward.
They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing.
Come on, Herschel.
The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect
Thanks.
you with services that you need. And don't
Davy Lee and Herschel gave Cash Apps.
remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community.
Okay, and Nazarene. Put Nazarene in there.
Barbecue season is back. Hey, it's Ellen. And this is Sarah Beth. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese, I feel like I tasted the
How you gonna set a timer on eternity? Wow.
best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1. Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests pay for the testimony.
Pretty Brown Mimi scared, or she done left, or she busy.
And you can't afford bail, and someone offers you a way out, just plead guilty, and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What
So this is a fully curated. All my playlists are curated by me. So, but what I did today, I sat down at the cigar lounge and I had my homeboy. We was going back and forth. He's the general manager of the lounge. His name is Van, and we were going back and forth. He would pick a song, I pick a song. He would pick a song, and I was telling him, I said, we're gonna start the playlist with Kendrick Lamar's "Feel," because that's the vibe I want to go with. And when I tell you this playlist spiraled out into like 60 songs, I'm only gonna be able to play a few, but it's a really dope playlist.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-729-7070. That's 1-800-729-7070. Or go to selectquote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-729-7070. You'll have examples at selectquote.com. Hear that? It's the sound of your life.
In many cases, I'm enjoying this conversation. I might be completely off topic. No, you're not. And we would love for you to call in and share your thoughts on the air, live on the radio in Los Angeles, California. We would love it. 1-800-920-1580.
Bus driving is drunk driving. Don't drive bus. A message from Vincent Yates.
Oh, oh.
You're listening to the voice of reason with Phil Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
someone that you're attracted to and you start dating, but you're hesitant to become exclusive because you fear you're going to miss out on someone better. A way to resolve this conflict is to accept that you can't control the unknown and there's always the possibility of finding someone that you think is better. They may be better in some ways, but not in others. So you reason to yourself that you'll never know how good or bad this person is going to be until you give it a full try. If it feels like it's a good fit for you, you remind yourself that no one is perfect and you could spend an eternity looking for someone better. If you resolve the conflict, you agree to having a committed relationship and see where it takes you. But if you get stuck on the conflict and don't resolve it, you push the person away, continue to have shallow relationships that don't lead anywhere, and end up unhappy because you can't seem to find the right person.
Dr. Tracy be cooking. You know what? I'm going to quit. I'm going to take my ball and go home. The oxytocin paradox. How masturbatory self-love rewrites and rewires our brains to prefer solitude. Chronic self-soothing downregulates oxytocin receptors, reducing relational craving. Yeah. That's according to Incel 1992. Empirical rising singlehood rates correlating with porn/streaming addictions. Kahneman's hedonic treadmill. Eric Fromm's marketing personality applied to commodified self-care rituals. Tantric teachings on redirecting sexual energies or ojas, stagnating in isolation. Did you know that? This whole I can do it myself undermines the very nature of intimate relationships. Why are you single? Are you single because you're scared? And if you're scared, you're probably unhealed. Why is nobody, you can't find nobody right. You right, but you can't find nobody right for you. The fit, the term that people like to use, fit. Nobody fits you. 1-800-920-1580. Let's get it. Let's get it. Atlanta, Georgia is in the building. Nazarene X. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Tonight we also play a game of make it fit.
Make it fit.
But in the vein of tonight as well, just want to speak my uncle's name. My father, Uncle Gregory Jackson. Salute the last time today was his birthday.
Yes.
So I'm my visit, so I appreciate this, man. I've been trying to work out this whole so-called financial celibacy line.
Right.
After they put these signs and all of that, because for me, hookers go on dates all the time. And one way that we can start on is like just basically redefining or drilling down on what people think dating really is, or what their interpretation is of the whole nine. Because to my knowledge, when two people meet, the conversation's gonna come with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about timing, though, ain't it? Like, what type of time we're gonna schedule it.
So for the layman, you saying timing, that's really saying intention. What are your intentions, right? When you say what kind of time you on?
I hope so.
That's what you're saying.
I hope so.
I'm trying to translate it so we can all yeah. So you say instead of having these wide-ranging conversations, sometimes it's best to kind of dial into the intent. What is your intent as it pertains to us talking and deepening a connection with one another? Is that what you're saying?
Or I'm gonna just go there with it too, since we're there.
Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of this whole stranger danger entertainment anyway.
Stranger danger entertainer. Come on with the lyrics.
It's just, I mean, again, my English seems to be the no good.
No, you actually cooking.
You feel me? Like, that's why in my unorthodox approach or what have you, tripped out and everything. That's why I was like, all right, so my native tongue is love. I just move around in love. So however I'm moving, translating things, even with the clip, speaking about sexual industry, I say industry, creativity, energy, you feel me? Like, expressing all of that sensuality back to how we talking about the trap of the flesh. I mean, we, in a way, inadvertently or by nature, classify one another or classify our own intent. Classify the intents of someone else or whatever. We compartmentalize whatever we doing. As long as we know what we doing, I believe we straight. And I'm also reminded of something that Dr. Miles Morales just said. Long and short is like, he was saying it's disrespectful for a man that so-called require a woman to follow him when he doesn't have a vision.
Right. So are you telling me, but wait, are you telling me that you use solitude in order to cultivate the vision so that the woman can eventually come in line with what
That's what I said. That's what I said. I said, involuntary servitude was the case that they gave me. Manipulated truth is the constitution they played me. A stringy-haired white Jesus who they promised would save me. Yet a ship named Jesus what they sent to enslave me. And I like to flip everything about so-called solidarity, but that's why I was also entertaining the reality, the real reality, like, it's an illusion of separation in the first place.
Yeah.
So everything is a rekindling or a reconnection or a remembering. Like, it's we. I can say, we the best. All the time, if you don't embrace that and walk with that and share that alignment, then God has kept you as well. Just snip.
Hey, nephew. Snip, what? Hey, man, guess what you just did, brother? Yeah, man, we appreciate that. He started rhyming. He said, this is what I said. Listen, when we come forward, the phone lines are open. I want to hear everybody's perspective. We've set up the topic. It's about being single. Is there a single pandemic going on? I want to know from you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I cordially invite you out to the Comedy Connection series, where comedy meets connection. You're gonna laugh.
Fire call, though.
The long-awaited collaboration.
Fire call, nephew.
Comedy collides with connection. It's your brother Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, KBLA's own. I'm teaming up with my friend, the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're gonna host this comedic relationship roundtable series live at Inglewood's iconic
Nephew was our only caller.
May 31st, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't wait around.
This is a caller-driven show. Do you guys just want me to talk throughout the whole show? We asked Mimi to call, but she ducked out.
Robinson, along with my friend Christopher Johnson, PhD. Trust me, this is something you don't want to miss. It's unique, it's funny, and it's insightful. Think
House party
meets punchlines. Tickets are selling faster than a bad first date. You better grab yours now. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
We getting ticket sales too. We are definitely getting ticket sales. I'm really excited about it. Man, I wish all of y'all was in LA. If all of y'all was in here, I do be spitting, but that's not the thing though. This is a discussion. I know, it was good though. Nephew, Nazarene, it was good. Appreciate it. And thank you guys for the likes. Herschel is absolutely wilding right now. I just don't understand. We thankful, we grateful, brother, but damn. Here we go.
I mean, we've talked about this, that often I date younger men. And a lot of it is because...
Let's stop on that, folks.
Oh my God, we had a great dinner. We had a great dinner, by the way. We're across the table. Your husband goes, but why? I can.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Tales from Tracy's.
It's fun. It's very fun to share.
Tracy tale.
But
I'm sorry.
But one of the reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, what is this about?
Yeah.
Because I want a partner, and so often, and it's not just that I'm older. I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? There's that. But along my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things.
Now listen, this was one of my dream girls. Man, I love me some Tracy Ellis Ross, but I don't agree with any of this. Okay? When it comes to spiritual evolution, it comes with humility. Doesn't come with judgment. I live a robust and all of this kind of life. Just if I narrow all of that down, I'll say those are social templates, right? The social standard of success. That's what makes it robust. I'm not saying she, it doesn't have some spiritual qualities, but if we understand what spiritual bypassing is, if we understand what spiritual narcissism is, the narcissist feels like they're better than. Everything she just said was basically, I'm higher, right? When you get into spirituality, you recognize oneness, not hierarchy, right? It's kind of that simple. I mean, like Jesus washing the homeless feet. Like, I'm the Son of God. I don't need to wash your feet. Wait, well, do you understand? Because there's no separation between divinity and poverty in the spiritual space. You can't use the baubles of this society as a justification for being a prize as defined by this society. That's all I'm saying. Now, if it's coming up because it's a problem, the singlehood, or I have to date somebody younger. Let's go into that. Why? It's because they're less aware, less developed, less stable. Why? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, the men in my age group, toxic masculinity. Who created the term? And why is it a standard term? Yes, men have been toxic throughout time, sure. But y'all got to start speaking with English prime, right? What is English prime? You know, the linguist. You guys remember the linguist I talk about all the time? Alfred Korzybski, right? Use English prime. Based on my experience, I'm speaking in English prime right now. Based on my experience, some men from a particular generation have exhibited signs of toxicity, right? Booyah, you got that. You can say that. And guess what that also does? That also leaves room for the concept of some banal, some but not all, because there are a lot of great men from Tracy's generation. Do you understand what I'm saying? It comes across as hubris, spiritual hubris. Like, I'm a unicorn, I'm this, I'm that, listen, you got to date young. And if you tell me the younger kids have a higher spiritual acumen, I'm going to say, where's the metric? Where's the empirical data? Because according to what's happening now with generation, whatever it is, Z, I think we're at Z now. We already know the millennials are, listen, they're struggling with empathy because of the advent of technology. There's empirical data that supports that. I would love for Tracy to come in here. Number one, I'm a man of your generation. I'll treat you right, baby. Just say the world has recreated femininity to embrace the same freedoms that men have. It's independence over everything now. I was talking to a young lady who's also a millennial. You know what she said? She says, I prefer to have what I want over having something that is meaningful. Listen, does that make sense? Can we, y'all want to talk, right? Does that make, in other words, I will be single if I don't get what I want. I said, what if you get what you want and it's unfulfilling? And what if you get what you want in exchange for something meaningful? And I explained to her, this educated, highly educated sister I was talking to. I was like, what if you have a relationship with a man and a woman, and they're cohabitating, and they're just knocked down, fall over each other, in love with each other, and it's been working, and it's 5 years in? And what if you have a 5-year-old marriage, and it's been struggling since day one? Is the marriage worth more than the cohabitating relationship? I would, you see, y'all get caught up in the names and the concepts and the term. I want a thing. Let me tell you something. Love doesn't have a goal. What? What did he say? Yes, love does not have a goal, right? Only the ambitious have a goal. Listen, we've turned a certain type of relationship into this ambitious journey to acquire. Like, let's go get it. Let's go get it. Okay, let me tell you something. What you gonna do is acquire some more disappointment. And I'm not here to besmirch the good name of, Terry Ellis. I think she's amazing. I mean, y'all seen Terry Ellis's body? She's beautiful. Her face is beautiful. I like Terry Ellis. But I don't like what she said. Stop creating distinctions where there should be none. If you're spiritual, you're not judging. You're not condemning. You're not doing that. And I'm tired of people coming after men. Oh, toxic masculinity. What created it? A toxic society. Everybody get quiet when it's time to call out the toxicity of the world we created. Especially if you're talking about black men. Y'all get quiet. Black men from America are just as traumatized and abused, disrespected, marginalized, dismissed as black women. I'm tired of you using Malcolm X to support the opposite. You know, Malcolm X said the most disrespected person on the planet is the black woman. That was said over 45, 50 years ago. You trying to tell me the world hasn't changed in our sisters' favor? It has, and it should continue to change in their favor. But what you can't keep doing is not seeing us, not hearing us, and not giving us a chance to say, wait a minute, hold on. What? We're toxic? We might be. Yeah, we might be. But where did it come from? Who created it? You trying to tell us some of the single mamas that raised us weren't toxic? You trying to tell us some of the families we came from weren't toxic? And there were men and women in those families. Y'all better just stop putting it on the brother and put it on the family that produced that brother. Yeah, that's a reason to be single. Call me. Lazy eye or nonsense is bad. They said she got it. Hey, man. Hey, listen, man. Herschel is wilding tonight, man. Thank you, Herschel. Thank you. Can everybody shout out my brother Herschel? Everybody shout out Herschel, man, please. Sherilyn, thank you. Sherilyn just gave us a Cash App as well. Thank you. What's Mackin', big bro? You already know what it is. Suge Mac 510 or Mac Suge 510. Yee. Hey, we in here lit right now. Everybody hit that like button. Everybody hit that like button. Let's go. The lines are free, Mimi. Yes, indeed they are. Here we go. We about to get these callers popping. Cali Soul. Hey, Ray Grady coming in tomorrow. We got a Ray Grady show tomorrow.
I'm Joe Williams, the voice
What
of
up?
reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm
D-Lax, what up?
Become your cellmate. Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
I love good everything. The child wasn't needed, and you still had to pay child support.
For sure. Thank you, brother.
Mom's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I was like, is this something wrong with that?
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant. Betrayal has been committed. Hit you with a bad touch routine. How does he maintain his humposity?
I feel when it pinches the nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
So Williams. Reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
A woman came to me in deep distress. The man she loved had left her for other women and said he never intended to marry her. She was torn with jealousy and resentment and said she hoped he would suffer as he had made her suffer, and added, How could he leave me when I loved him so much? I replied, you are not loving that man, you are hating him, and added, you can never receive what you have never given. Give a perfect love, and you will receive a perfect love. Perfect yourself on this man. Give him a perfect, unselfish love, demanding nothing in return. Do not criticize or condemn, and bless him wherever he is. She replied, no, I won't bless him unless I know where he is, she said. Well, I said, that is not real love. When you send out real love will return to you, either from this man or his equivalent. For if this man is not the divine selection, you will not want him. As you are one with God, you are one with the love which belongs to you by divine right. Several months passed, and matters remained about the same, but she was working conscientiously with herself. I said, when you are no longer disturbed by his cruelty, he will cease to be cruel, as you are attracting it through your own emotions. Then I told her of a brotherhood in India, who never said good morning to each other. They used these words, I salute the divinity in you. They saluted the divinity in every man and in the wild animals in the jungle, and they were never harmed, for they saw only God in every living thing. I said, salute the divinity in this man and say, I see your divine self only. I see you as God sees you, perfect, made in his image and likeness.
Man, that's enough. Florence Scovel Shinn. Listen, you can't see the God in you, you're going to be fearful of others. What does that mean, Zoe? Yeah, if you can't see the God in yourself, you won't be able to see the God in them. If you don't see the God in them, you can definitely ascertain the danger in them. You can ascertain the fear in them. Why? You can ascertain everything in them that is within you. If you can't see the God in you, what can you see? Most of the times people, can we just be honest? Most of the times people are frightened of the truth about themselves. And I mean shaking in their boots. The type of thoughts you have, how you view yourself, how you speak to yourself, how you label yourself, how you critique and criticize and judge yourself. A lot of times people don't even want to talk about none of that. I don't want to deal with that. See, that's what solitude is actually for, right? And when you reach a certain level of consciousness, you come out into the world as a new magnet, right? Because you've shifted. See, you just don't have the capacity to keep doing what you've been doing because you're not getting the results you desire. Do you see? That's where, never mind, I'm not dating nobody no more. The avoidant biohack, using neuroplasticity to delete your need for love. Secure attachment as neurological luxury for those with trauma-free templates. Vanderklok. Here's your empirical hook. The neurofeedback studies showing avoidance rewiring anterior cingulate cortex to dismiss bonding cues. I don't even want to see the cues. Philosophical insight, Nietzsche's will to power corrupted into relational nihilism. See, we don't really want love. Why? Because most of us didn't model it. If you don't model it, it's an external threat. Do you understand? We're talking about it tonight, and it's a powerful conversation tonight on why people are single or choosing to be single. I'm saying if you're choosing to be single because you're unhealed, you're choosing solitary confinement. If you're choosing solitary, or if you're choosing to be single because you're healed, right? You're a monk, right? right? You're in the mountains somewhere, right? And that's fine. You can choose to be single as a healed person, away from it all. Fine. If that's your choice, that's your choice. But if you're doing it to not engage, you're basically a relationship dropout. Dating apps as Skinner boxes, operant conditioning humanity into permanent singlehood. Your psychological bend here is variable ratio reinforcement per Skinner, turning swiping into gambling addiction. Swipe left, swipe left, swipe left, swipe left. Match Group's internal data showing 78% of users experience decision fatigue within 3 months. Right? That's crazy. Digital disembodiment, severing sacral chakra's link to relational vitality. It's a struggle to be in a relationship when you don't know what relationship is. Relationship is not just paying the bills together and having kids and maintaining the house and event planning for the holidays. Relationships are more than that. Relationships are the place you go to, right, to find out more about you. I've used the analogy. The university of you is enrolled. You're enrolled into that university when you get into an intimate relationship. The masochism of safety. How the fear of happiness fuels singlehood. Here's your psychological insight. DSM-5's avoidant personality disorder, redefined as culturally rewarded self-protection. Prospect theory, Kahneman, proving singles overestimate relational pain versus joy. Buddhism, the Buddhist concept of dukkha, misapplied. Avoiding attachment, becoming attachment to avoidance. Man, you're attached to avoidance? My goodness, we got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. Why are you single? I want to know. Attila, Houston, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Child, I'm about attached to avoidance. What we're not going to do. I see you taking shots at the avoidance.
I'm not taking shots.
You know my gang, FA, we don't play that, you know.
Now it's a gang. Don't make it a gang, Attila. Of all things, don't. It's not a gang. Come on now.
I mean, okay, but the reason why I'm bringing that up, though, for real, is something that kind of got me thinking. This is reminding me of the single by choice movement, which I feel is more like a myth. It's like you and I talked about earlier. You said it's actually single by control, and I was like, ooh, hold on.
Not single by choice, single by control.
Control.
Ooh.
And I would even add this, because the whole idea behind this, like, movement or whatever, social media thing, is the idea that you're choosing to be single because, you know, for whatever reason, your prospects or situations didn't work out. And I'm like, is it really single by choice if you feel life has given you no choice? Like, that's like a weird...
No, but you bring up such a salient point here. The arrogance to say there are no good suitors, as if the other side of the coin have all passed the relationship bar.
Right.
Like, is something wrong with you, lady? Ain't no good choices. I'm be by myself. Come on now.
The men's is too now. Don't forget it be some
But all I'm saying is, I don't hear men in general saying there are no good choices in women. I hear men criticizing women. I hear men putting women down. Oh, of course. But I also don't see men saying there are no good women. I just don't hear that.
Well, they're not going to say that directly. They're going to say something along the lines of all women do this, or women don't take accountability.
Agreed.
Or you're saying the same thing. That's the exact same thing. It's just differently worded in a way that maybe is a lot less.
I'll give you that. I can smoke a bag of that. Yeah, I can smoke a
But
bag.
you're saying the same thing.
Okay.
Like, either way, if you say women don't take accountability, where have you taken accountability? And if you have, why aren't you attracting a partner that does that?
I can agree with that. But I see it as we're both the problem.
For sure. No, for sure. I'm just saying, like, whatever argument either side wants to make, if I understand correctly the concept of relationship as a mirror, then I know that whatever I complain about this man is the exact same thing that I'm doing. I'm doing it maybe in a different form, but I'm doing the exact same thing that I'm complaining about him.
Listen, so I talk to you often. And I tell you about my daughter, and she's like, clock it. She does that new little thing that all of the young ladies do now. Clock it. People in the chat room trying to clock me. Can I do my... listen, if I'm not...
Clock you, hold on, let me look at the comments.
Listen, let me play the antagonist for a moment. They clocking me playing the antagonist with you. I'm supposed to be... listen, I'm going to show y'all how to do radio. I got to be the antagonist in some area. Get her turned up the same way my niece will send me videos that I don't look at until I listen, here live with you, and she's doing it to get a rise out of me. So now that I'm doing it to her...
Yes. It's intellectual sparring, period.
Yeah,
period,
and
point blank.
They trying to clock me because I took the other side.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I know how you operate just as an individual, as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I'm not going to say this just because you're my uncle, but I feel like in terms of what I have learned from you and how you operate, I think that you are very rare as a man. I'm just going to put it out.
No, that's what you wasn't supposed to do that. No.
For real.
Nah.
I think your ability to for real though, but your ability to self-reflect, but also be able to see, the humanity in other people and make room and space for that is very rare. I say that because that is why we're having the issues that we're having, because we're not appreciating each other's humanity, right?
Like, wait.
Most people are tired, huh?
Wait. Cali Soul says, yeah, that's what I'm not about to say. There's no good ones out here. I have zero problems finding the good ones. Just tend to listen. She's basically saying there's good ones out here, and I believe there's good ones on both sides of the fence. But you got people quitting the game altogether because they're tired, they're fatigued. They want somebody to come in and clean up their internal mess. Nobody's going to do that. I believe.
To quit.
Ooh.
They need to quit. If your perspective is that someone needs to be my relationship janitor, then you need to quit.
Wow, a relationship janitor?
Even if it's temporary, like if your concept of love is someone essentially cleaning up after you, not holding you accountable, not putting you in a space of reflection and honestly like just moving forward, elevating, if that's not what you want, if that's not what you're trying to do, and you can't do that for another person, then you probably do need to quit. I mean, that might sound harsh, but everything ain't for everybody, and I hate to say it, everybody is not invested in moving forward, and they're just not honest about it. Like it's like that woman was saying the other day about when she was reflecting on Tracy Ellis Ross. You don't want it that bad. You do not want your intellectual, spiritual, mental freedom that bad. You want comfort. You want, yachts. You want fine dinners. You want, that's what you want. And it's okay to say that that's what you want, I feel like, personally, because that's their karma and their situation that they have to work out. I have my own journey. So if that's what you want, cool. But I think we should just be a little more honest about it.
Man, but you know what I think about that whole thing? I think she just wants the lifestyle that she has. She's free. She's doing what she wants to do. She doesn't want to answer to anybody. She doesn't want to. Would you say she's based on the clip? Because I don't know her. This is all alleged. But based on the clip, it just sounds like she just wants to do her without having to do what you need to do in order to make a relationship sustainable and healthy, right? Which is you got to compromise. You got to tap in with your partner. You got to make sure they good. And it seems like that is the problem, or why she's single, or why she chooses to date younger. I'm just I don't know, but I would date her.
Lord have mercy. I mean, listen. Do you, man? Do you? I thought you said no more avoidance, but you know it's cool.
Is she avoidant? Yeah, she is giving avoidance.
She's giving avoidant to be, like, based on what she says, because there's that desire to be close, but not being willing to do the work to actually be close.
Who be carrot dangling? You listen, people in the chat are coming for me tonight. Callie Soul said he be carrot dangling. Don't.
Ooh, Callie, Auntie Callie, girl, you just gotta call in, because I want to hear your lovely voice on the radio anyway. I'd like, Aunt needs somebody that just stand eye to eye. I'm niece, you know what I'm saying? It's different. I'm niece.
So listen. We got to come forward. But guess what? You just did. You already know what it is. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me. 1-800-920-1580. Just admit it, man. That was fun. Hey, man, Herschel, I don't know what you own. I don't know if the Carter is back up and running. I don't know what you own, Herschel. I don't know what you doing, dog. But he done hit us with another 50 spot. Thank you, brother. That's all I can say is thank you, man. Zoe think Tracy lazy eye sexy is crazy. That's just diabolical. Even the phone had to tilt on that. Oh, that was from Miss Montgomery. Thank you, Miss Montgomery. We doing good on the likes. I appreciate it. Thank you. You have learned not, Zoda. Yes, I have. Can I just be a radio personality tonight? She's a cute girl. You have learned not, Zoda. Nathaniel. That's my son's teammate's name. Nathaniel. Yes, good job, folks. This show is almost over. There are fruit flies in the studio. And I can't like go off on them when I'm live. Auntie Callie need to call in, and Nikki from the SIP. Get you some soapy water with sugar in it. Got you. Herschel, man. Hey, what up, Ghetto Gourmet? You can't give what you haven't given to yourself, correct? What? Fruit? Hey, man, what the fuck? Yeah, Mimi's on deck. I'm finna go to her.
the chopper list, shining like who on top of this? People was hustling, arguing and bustling. Gangsters are gone from hardcore hustling. I'm wrestling with words and ideas. My aim's strict. See you up with transmit, describe it, apply the transcript. Yo, this ain't no time where the usual is suitable. Night alive, smile, suitable, the indisputable. We use up the narcotics, Satan, metal, and fiber optics. We're mercenaries is paid to trade hot stocks for profit. Thirsty criminals, pickpockets. All levels on the second hand, the working class watches. Skyscrapers, colossus. The cost of living is preposterous. Stay alone, play by no options. No black man and Robin. Can't tell between the cops and the robbers. They both heartless, we all heartless. With no culture. Back streets stay darkened. Or unbeliever hearts stay hardened. My legal talent stay sharpened. A city like stay carbon. You either make a way or stay solvent. Shiny apple and food was waiting if you choose to eat. You might say, well, why should I trust when I could get hurt? And that's a good question. You trust when you're naive because you don't know you can get hurt. That's not ethical. That's not moral. It's not laudable. It's just naivety. Once you know you can be hurt, you trust as a courageous decision, knowing that if you trust someone, you can bring out the best in them, and knowing that if you don't, you'll never see it. So it's a calculated risk. And it's an intelligent, calculated risk designed to move you and the other person to the best. So you can tell yourself that I'm going to take a risk. I might get hurt, but I'm going to take a risk, knowing it's a risk. It's a reasonable risk. Don't be a fool, but it's a reasonable risk. And remember that you have some reason to be afraid of intimacy and closeness, but you should also see both of those as positives on your side. To be intimate with someone means that you can share your thoughts with them and think things through with them, and you can share your triumphs and your disappointments and all of that. You broaden out your life, you broaden out your ability to solve problems. You increase the probability, all things considered, that you're going to remain sane, because two people who are communicating are generally saner than one person who is only thinking by themselves. So you don't want to deprive yourself of that, even though it's somewhat dangerous to be hooked up with someone. The thought of a man taking care of me and having to cede some of my control to create room for that scares me. Well, you got to think about how you've posed those questions. Cede some of your control. Well, are you sure that's what a relationship is about? Are you sure it's about ceding control? I mean, because there's an idea there that the relationship is going to be based on power.
Listen, Jordan Peterson was cooking with the rarest grease, and he clearly and succinctly connected trust to fear. He says, when you're young, you don't know. There's naivete. Oh, man, get in this relationship, it's going to work. You get hurt. Wow. But because of that experience, trust becomes the foundation of relationships moving forward. You've been a prisoner your whole life. I keep telling people, trust is fear. And all of the great sages of the world will tell you, love and fear can't coexist in the same space at the same time. You want love, but you trust fear. This is why being by yourself makes sense. Oh, I've been hurt multiple times, over and over again. I keep getting hurt. Wow, I keep attracting a certain type of... Whoa, wow. Never mind. Do you see? Fear and trust are synonymous in this context. Very powerful stuff. Let's get Davey Lee in here for our final 3 minutes here. Davey Lee, what up?
I got the 3 minutes. Hey, God bless. What's happening with y'all?
I love Davey Lee.
Well, y'all been cooking, man. You feel me? It's a whole gumbo. That's a good meal. You hear me? So I'm feeling that. But I personally think I'm alone because we're not putting in the work as a child, man. It's just more people with more in tune, communication and stuff like that. Being in a community, being like, I was always by myself. As my parents, I just always been like this. And I think it's a blessing and a curse because, you just got to balance certain things out. I'm in my own relationships, but I ain't trying to be broke forever, man. You see what they doing with the middle class. I got to do some of my life, or it's over. But like personally, me, man, it's just about how you learn with people, man. It's a learning process, just like going to school. Life like school, just like I used to say back in the day. So you gotta figure things out with people, man. Make a middle ground, build that bridge.
But wait, Davey, don't you have to figure it out?
It's a part of life. You gonna figure it out with yourself regardless if you just keep moving through the motions. It may not for stupidity, but like you gonna fall in the bump road. Like you gonna fall into like little problems, bro. So it is what it is. And you gotta figure it out and work with it.
But have you ever just taken a hiatus? Like, I'm just going to quit for a little while and figure myself out. Have you ever done that? Save that thought. When we come forward, we're going back to Arkansas to get the thoughts of my good friend Davey Lee, and then we're going down to Jacksonville, Florida. I'm thankful and I'm grateful. Cashville, we got to rename it. Fruit Ninja is the most diabolical shit ever. A temporary break is needed for a lot of us. I hear you. Very sweet topic. I don't understand that. Boy, I missed that energy drink today. The energy drink, I missed it. I needed it. Oh, I don't know. Hey, what up? No, I appreciate everybody supporting the channel and Herschel for sure. Middle of the country, Kansas watching. Just Herschel's back in here again. What in the world? Thank you, brother. Herschel money bag. Tony Warner, what up? Hey, man, we appreciate it, Tony. You should call in if you want. Tap in with us, man. What up, in Zing? You good today? I hope so. Oh, yeah. Nashville ain't even far from Texas like that. Or is it? Am I? Yeah, I might have forgotten. It might be. Yeah, he should have. I'm all right. I'm just tired. I got work to do. Hey, can everybody else support Herschel? Can I? You guys want to know what Herschel is giving? This is my goal for everybody else. Let's see, $29. It's 41 people in here. 41 people split $29. That'll make us hit a goal that we haven't hit since 2024. A one night goal. Suge Mac is on it. Keep up the good work. Come on, Atlanta. Via yay area. There, now we getting closer. We're $25 away. And Zinga, thank you. You didn't, and I think Zing, you already gave today. But thank you. We getting close. We $25 away. Actually, $24 away. The more people, the least you have to give. Everybody could just give $1 and we'll get there. Bop, bop, bop. Zing is, whoa, zing, zing. And Zinga. That cup say, how do you guys like create your own little, that's crazy. $23 away. Can we make it before the end of the show? Which will be here shortly. To say what you want them to say? Huh. Tiffany, what up? I hope you're enjoying the show, Tiffany. Thank you. $15 away. 13. $11 away.
More people are afraid that they're going to get into another relationship, that they're going to get close to someone. That person's going to hurt them. But their experience has shown them in the past that when someone hurt them like that, they didn't necessarily have the strength to walk away. They didn't necessarily have the strength to rebuild themselves. You know, I had a woman come to me and she said, she had children from a previous marriage and her husband cheated on her. And she said, I find it difficult to trust in the next thing. I said, but you eventually left, right? You're not who you were 7 years ago where you found out and then stayed for 7 years. You're who you are today who actually had the strength to leave. And understanding that is the key to self-trust. We've learned how to deal with certain situations. We've learned how to walk away faster. We've learned how to spot red flags. And so it's not like we have to worry, are they going to cheat? Are they going to do this? Well, they might. You don't trust that someone's never going to betray you. You just trust that you'll be able to handle it if they do, that you'll be able to walk away.
Don't be scared. Singlehood for the unhealed is incarceration. fear of the outside, fear of connection, fear of intimacy, lack of fear of not having trust, fear of scarcity. But when you are healed, right, that isolation becomes a type of chrysalis where one gets to retreat to and recharge, regenerate, heal, expand, grow, understand. For many people, relating is a burden, but it is compounded. That burden is compounded by the fact that many people just simply refuse to look at themselves, take accountability, start the journey of healing. And as varying arguments on when does the healing stop? When do the lessons stop? Well, you're going to have to pass some lessons. And guess what? I can't, as your partner, I can't give you a grade for the work you've done on a lesson. Only you can. You're the teacher and the pupil within the lesson that was given to you, whatever that lesson may be. But it's up to you to accept it, embrace it without judgment, embrace yourself without judgment. If the reason you're single is the remnants of an attachment style you may have developed. Because guess what? You can start out with a particular attachment style. It might be insecure, it might be secure, and you can date someone of an insecure attachment style and be pulled insecure. So, do you understand what I'm saying? That solitude for the healed, for the person that is healing, for the person that is elevating. That solitude goes with them wherever they are. They can be in solitude amongst people, at a party. They can be, you understand what I'm saying? How many of you are fatigued when you get home because you were around people? Like, I'm telling you, when you're healed, the solitude travels with you wherever you go. When you're unhealed, the solitude becomes your favorite pillow. I can't wait to get home. I can't wait to get into bed and get away from people. There's a thing out there called bed rotting. It's a real thing. People retreat home because that's the safest place they know. Now, would I be wrong for saying you should be the safest place you know? Well, we got callers. Let's get them in here. Davy Lee, I want to get your final thought. Please answer that question I asked you before we came forward. Now that we've come full circle, I'm waiting to hear what you have to say.
Okay, it was about being in solitude, right? For
Have
yourself and all that, right?
Yeah, I just explained it just so you could have that framing. Yeah. Have you ever done it?
I think I've been in that process my whole life, man, to be honest. But
your whole life?
It's something. For the majority of my life, I started, just dating and stuff later on in life, just because, I was shook up, you was scared, man. Hey,
I love David Lee. Man, I was scared. I didn't start dating until later because I was scared. What was you scared of, brother? What were you scared of?
Me not being able to face myself since I got burns and stuff. It's just, me being picked on, not being at ease with myself, but it just made it rougher than what it would for my brother. He more social, so he do what he do. It ain't nothing because he always into it.
Let me ask you this: what type of people did you attract because of how you felt about yourself? When you say I'm unsure of myself, what type of women did you attract?
People who like me but not interested enough to really try me like that unless it's sexual. They do a little sexual sneak distance type stuff. I don't know, man. It's like it's always, I don't know, I can peep it, man. I can read body language well. Some people are engaged with me, but it ain't nothing that I'm interested in like that. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I just like talking to folks, man, getting to know them, dog.
Well, what is it? What is it that you're looking for? Are you looking for that special lady, that one special thing?
Oh, it's too many special ladies, man. It's a billion people on this planet, man. Too many of them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so wait a minute. You
trying to
you
get to know myself.
wait, you're still trying to get to know yourself. You insecure within yourself, but you want to spread that around a little bit, don't you?
No, I don't. It's just I just want to meet new people and learn new things. That comes with life.
I love this,
All types
brother.
of things come with life. But, you know, this world vast, man. I'm trying to travel.
No, I love it, brother. I understand you, man. Davey out here putting it in. I got you, Davey. Hey, guess what you just did, brother?
And I brought y'all to Arkansas, man.
We back in Arkansas. We appreciate you bringing us out to the sticks. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call your brother Zoe Williams, man, and I'll be ready to talk to you. Listen, when we come forward, guess who I'm talking to? Mimi from Jacksonville. Let's go to Jacksonville. We are $9 away. You guys have been doing a great job. We are $9 away. I'm staying in the house. Great call, Davey Lee. Let's go to Jacksonville. I want to go to Pensacola, but she won't call. I'm going to be in Florida. That should sound crazy, isn't it? I'm going to be in Florida is diabolical. Damn it, Mimi. Get your wet wipes. Suge Mac 510. You already there, bro. We got you. We're $7 away. But I appreciate it. $78 likes. Great job. Tepid. He over here is bad. What is it? What's that? What's happening? Let's keep it. Let me go back up and see. Oh shit. Here we go.
The other problem is fear. Again, this is the common ground of all mankind. Whether you are living in a small house or in a palace, whether you have no work or have plenty of work, whether you have tremendous knowledge about everything on earth, whether you are a priest, whether you are the highest representative of God or whatever it is, there is still this deep-rooted fear in all mankind. That's a common ground on which all humanity stands.
Ooh. Hey, man, I don't know. I don't know how that made you feel. There would be nobody in that field. Tony Robbins, Eckhart Tolle, everybody you love, Wayne Dyer, Krishnamurti was groundbreaking. He's the one who started all of this. What's my good brother? Michael Beckwith, all of them feed from the fountain of Krishnamurti. Let's not minimize Murti's impact. Did you hear what he said? The foundational ground that all humanity stands on is fear. That now ask yourself, I'm not going through that again. Isn't that a mantra by now? Like a spiritual mantra. I'm not going through that again. Relationship dropouts. Let me get Mimi from Jacksonville in here. Mimi, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, Zoe. Hey, everyone.
Hey, Zoe.
Hey.
Hey, so
What up, Jacksonville?
Yes, I'm just blessed to have a beautiful voice, and I thank God for it
It
every
is.
single day.
It is a beautiful voice.
Thank you, thank you. I think tonight's show is really wonderful. It's been some great points. You and Atala, the conversation you were talking about, being healed and unhealed, and Davey Lee brought out some points at the end, something about the seed. Y'all know what you said, and that's what you said. It's a mixture. It's a mixture. I think for me, I'm single because
You
at
fed
this
up?
point, well, I dip in and out of Disneyland.
Oh,
I mean, sometimes
come on.
I dip in and out of Disneyland. I mean, I live in reality, but sometimes I want this romantic, just like we're going out all the time. We're doing this, and it's beautiful. We're having dinners, and it's just, picnics.
That's why y'all quick to break it off.
But I live in reality, and life is life. And after my last relationship, I was like, you know what? I just need to focus on me more. And I am doing that. But honestly, I do want love in my life. I want a man that is on the same page as far as he's growing, he's learning, he's working on himself. Y'all are just nasty.
But wait, Mimi, you making some great points, but the voice is buttery. It's like it's melting into all areas. It's a wonderful thing. But let me come back.
Control your thing.
You said the relationship is you like I got to step back and I got to start focusing on me. But I'm here to push back a little bit. I believe when women are in relationships, they are focused on themselves.
Well, of course you would say that, though.
But do you disagree with that notion?
No, I don't. But, when you're in a relationship as a woman, sometimes you lose yourself because you love that man, you want to be with him, you want to nurture and cater to him, and you lose yourself a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You really do.
Mm-hmm.
So you lose focus on yourself.
I love this.
And then
this
when things fall apart, you come back, I got to come back to me now.
Atala said we women initially tend to be focused on y'all. That's what she said.
That is so true.
And if everything is good in the bedroom, we really even more. I mean, if everything's clicking, it's just him. I want him. I gotta make him happy.
So are you, wait, now you done hit on something else. Are you now saying when you're at your best in the relationship is when you are self-forgetful?
I don't like that word, but yes.
Listen, it ain't about you being comfortable. We uncomfortable listening to you. Oh, hey, I love this call. And you got to call in more often. We love your voice. Can we play Marvin Gaye's I Want You as her outro?
Before you do that, can I just ask a really big favor of you?
Sure.
Please watch the whole podcast with Michelle Obama and Tracy Ellis Ross. You may have a different perspective.
I probably will. I love Tracy. I'm not against her. I'm all for what she's for. I just need to be in the same place.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. Guess what you just did?
nasty.
You.
Jacksonville, Florida, in the house. Y'all are just nasty boys.
We love it. Let's go. Hey, Mila from Memphis, you got to call back. I was going to have you as my nightcap. Andy in here rolling. Mila, was that her name? Mila? Mila from Memphis. We had Memphis, Tennessee in the building. Listen, let me, all right, now that we don't have her, let's just understand this, though. For a lot of people, like we talked about, we have fun tonight. Of course, that was a great call with Mimi from Jacksonville, Florida. We love it, we love it, we love it. But the reality of it is, relationships are hard when you're self-avoidant. I'm coining that, right? Of course, it's born out of Jung's work. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid looking at themselves. I'm labeling it self-avoidant. If you go single, if you become a relationship dropout as a self-avoidant, which means looking at oneself, going in, this is what the solitude is for. Unpacking things that hurt from the past, deep-seated issues, childhood wounds, whatever it might be. If you lean into the self-avoidance, it's definitely, singlehood can definitely be a prison, because say an avoidant in Bowlby's framework, avoidants internally want the opposite of how they behave. Just like APs, anxious preoccupied, they want the opposite of how they behave. They might be chasing somebody and want love and want approval and want that, but internally they're self-avoidant. They don't want to do the work, right? Dismissive avoidance, DAs, are the opposite. Internally, they want intimacy. They want it. Externally, it's a threat. Do you see the cognitive dissonance? Do you see the misalignment there? See, if you're self-avoidant, I'm not doing the work, singlehood is going to be a problem. Singlehood often masquerades as freedom while functioning as a self-imposed prison camp. Society frames solitude as either a sacred act of self-love or a pathological failure to bond. Yet, these binary obscure a deeper truth. Choosing singlehood frequently reflects a hyper-vigilant dance between trauma and transcendence, control and surrender, echoing Krishnamurti's warning that the observer is the observed. To dismantle this paradox, one must interrogate how spiritual bypassing, neurological rewiring, and capitalist coercion conspire to make modern solitude both a refuge and a prison. When individuals declare themselves married to the divine, per Dr. David R. Hawkins, they often conflate enlightenment with emotional stasis. Spiritual bypassing here mirrors the avoidant attachment patterns that Patrick Carn talked about when he observed in his work called trauma bonding, right? Both groups reject messy human entanglement to preserve a fragile sense of control. So many people, what is it? What is it? Many people are not choosing singlehood by choice. They're choosing it for control. Listen, I started the conversation. It's really up to you to finish it. We appreciate everybody for tapping in. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back tomorrow on my Friday with another slapper. Deuces. Yo, fire show. Fire show. Appreciate everybody. Thank you. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. None but love. None but love. It's all good. Ooh. I'm going to go home. All right, y'all. Deuces. Hey, just like